So now that we've gone through all of the various different types of increasing security for our users, we've looked at encryption, hashing, salting, using OAuth and other services to log in our users. There's just one thing that our website needs, some actual functionality. Because at the moment, when you log into the service, it takes you to a static page that just shows one secret, which is the one that we've hard coded on our secrets.ejs page. Now, that's probably not what we want, right? Instead, we'd want the user to be able to submit a secret and see all of the secrets that other users have submitted. So we need to fix this. So let's go into our app.js and firstly set up a get route for going to /submit. So let's put a app.get for the /submit route. And here we should check to see if the user is logged in, i.e. see if request.authenticated is true. And if they are, then they should be taken to the submit page over here, and we should render it so that the user can submit a secret. So I'm simply going to copy this and paste it inside here and change the render to submit. Now it's the same if they were not logged in, we would also redirect them to login. So now if we check out what it looks like when we go to submit a secret and log in as our local user with their password 123456, at the moment it still redirects to the secrets page after we log in. But if we click on submit a secret now, because we have our login session saved, then it takes us to the submit page. So here we're supposed to write a secret. I don't know, my favorite color is blue. It's not much of a secret, but here we go. And when we click submit, it will post to the /submit route, where we can pick up the secret that the user typed in, save it into their account, and then take them back to the secrets page. So the next thing we should do is to set up that app.post route. And the reason why the submit page is making an app.post to this route is because we have a submit button here that completes the form, makes a post request to the /submit route. And now we're going to handle that right here. So inside here is where we're going to save the secret that the user typed in. So let's create a new const called submitted secret. And let's set this to equal request.body.secret. Because when we look in here, the input that has a type of text for the user's secret has the name of secret. So that means we can tap into it when this form gets submitted through request.body.secret. And that is what we're going to save into this new constant right here. So the next thing we want to do is to find the current user in our database and then save this secret into their file. So how do we know who the current user is? Well, Passport very handily actually saves the user's details, because when we initiate a new login session, it will save that user's details into the request variable. So that means if I go ahead and console.log request.user, I'll actually be able to see what's saved for my current session. So let's hit save and let's go back to our home page. Let's log in our user through our local strategy. Hit login, and we now get to the secrets page. So if I go ahead and click on submit a secret and type the same thing as before, click submit, now that should trigger my console log. And you can see it now posts everything that we have saved about this current user. We can access their ID and also their username. So basically everything that exists inside here other than their salt and hash. So that means we can now find this user using their ID in the database and save the secret that they created to this document. But in order to do that, we first have to amend our schema. So in addition to everything else that's inside the schema, I'm going to add one more field, and this is going to be their secret. So it's also going to be a string. And now when the user makes that post request, I'm going to find the user using that request.user.secret ID, because that refers to the ID that we have for them in our database. And then I'm going to add that secret that they submitted to that secret field that I created in the schema. So let's go ahead and tap into the user model, and we're going to find by ID, where the ID is request.user.id. And once that's completed, we might either get an error or we might get a found user if they do indeed exist. And if there were any errors, we're simply going to console log it. But if there were no errors, and if the found user did indeed exist, then we're going to set the found user's secret field to equal the submitted secret. And then we're going to save this found user with their newly updated secret. And once that save has completed, then we can res.redirect them to the secrets page so that they can see their own secret alongside everybody else's. So let's close off these lines of code and let's hit save, and let's go back to our home page, log in our user. So remember, because every time our server restarts, our sessions and cookies gets wiped out. So now we're ready to submit a secret, and I'm going to add the same secret here to that user, which is the local Mongoose user. And now if I go into my Robo3T, update my database, I should be able to see a secret field that's filled in for this user. So now that we've added in the secret, it's time to be able to render it on the secrets page, right? I want to be able to find all the users that have a secret posted and be able to render them on the secrets page. So that way it's no longer just a static page with only a single secret. So to do that, we have to update the app.get for our secrets route. We're no longer just going to check to see if they're authenticated, or if they're not, redirect them to login. Because this is no longer going to be a privileged page. Anybody, whether logged in or not logged in, should be able to see the secrets that have been submitted anonymously. So we don't need to check to see if they're authenticated, but instead we're going to trawl through our database and find all of the secrets that have been submitted on the database. So to do that, we're going to use our model of users, and we're going to use find, and we're going to look through this collection and find all the places where the field secret actually has a value. Now, how do we do this? If we were to search Google for, say, MongoDB, field not null, i.e. it contains some data, then we can see that other people have already asked about this. And there's several ways that you can do this. You can either do it through checking whether if it exists. So this means that there is a field called image URL, but you can also check to see that it's not equal to null. So it means it actually has a value. So in this case, there actually is an image URL in this collection. So this is what we want. So in our case, we're going to check through our collection of users and look through the secret field. And then let's add in this not equal to null part that's enclosed in curly braces into this find condition. So we're going to put it inside here. So we're going to make sure that we open up a set of curly braces. So notice how this is one set of curly braces, and this defines the condition that we're going to look through our database with. And then this is another set of curly braces, which is going to be the condition for which documents to pick out based on the secret field. And here we're going to type in what we saw over here, which is $ not equals to, or NE, colon, null. So this code should now look through all of our users in our users collection, look through the secret fields, and pick out the users where the secret field is not equal to null. So all of these conditions end right here. So make sure that you add the comma there, and all of these curly braces are one set over here. It's really, really easy to mess this part up, and I do it very often because there's so many curly braces. So here, after all of those curly braces and after the colon and after the comma, we're going to add our callback function with our error or any of the found users. So if there were any errors, then we're going to simply log it. But otherwise, if indeed we actually did find some users, so found users is not equal to nil, then we're going to res.render our secrets.ejs page, and we're going to pass in a variable. Let's call that variable users with secrets, because that's essentially what we're searching for, right? We're trying to find all the users which have a filled secret field. And we're going to pass in these found users as the value for this variable. So let's go ahead and close off these lines of code, and we can now pick this up inside our secret.ejs. So at the moment, the secret text is a single hard-coded value. It's Jack Bauer is my hero. So let's go ahead and delete that secret text and instead replace it using the secrets that we actually have in our database. So we know that we get access inside secrets.ejs to a variable called users with secrets. So inside here, we can run a for each loop. So we can tap into users with secrets, and we can call for each on this variable to loop through that array. And then we're going to add in a callback function in here to pick up all of those users inside the users with secrets array. And for each of those users, we're going to render the value of the user.secrets field inside a paragraph element. So inside here, between the two p tags, is where we're going to add our special EJS tag. So angle bracket %sign equals, and then it ends with %sign closing angle bracket. And in between, right here, just after the equal sign, is where we're going to tap into user.secret. So this will loop through all the users with secrets. For each user that has a secret, we're going to render it inside a paragraph tag. And all we need to do now is to mark out the part of this file that is actually JavaScript rather than HTML. And we do that, of course, using these angle and %sign angle. So now let's save everything and let's go ahead and test it out. I'm going to go and register. Let's say that I sign up with Google again. And you can see that I get taken to the secrets page, and it shows that previous secret that I submitted as the other user. So let's say that I submit a secret under this other account as well. Let's add that Jack Bauer is my hero again. And let's click submit. And you can see we now have 2 secrets. So the more users we have, the more secrets they submit, the more that gets shown up over here. So this is a very, very basic and minimalist version of the Whisper app, because the users' usernames or passwords or emails, none of that is associated with their secret. So users can sign up, submit their secrets for all the world to see, but they don't have to tell the world who they are. And we keep their secret using all of our advanced authentication methods. So I hope you had fun learning all of the aspects of authentication. So until next time, that's all from me, Angela at the App Brewery.